Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Adult Chair on rashpixel.fm. I'm Pete Wright, and I am here, as always, with Michelle Chalfant.
Hi, Pete.
It's been too long. When we have these periods where we have to take off a week, it's just always too long. I miss you.
I know. I miss you, too.
Well, today we are taking on, I love this conversation. When you told me that you had this in your mind, I lit up. We are taking on the law of attraction. But first, before we dig into the meat of our conversation today, head over to theadultchair.com to learn more about the show. Subscribe for free by signing up for our mailing list, and find us on iTunes or your podcast app of choice with just a quick search for The Adult Chair. Join the conversation on Facebook or Twitter, and call us. You can find out all this information on the website, or call us at 931-463-3813. We'd love to hear from you. Okay. So we were talking about what are the kinds of things we could talk about on the podcast. So, and you said, well, I've always had this thing about the law of attraction.
This thing.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. First of all, let's just start with this. What is the quote, and I'm using this heavily in air quotes, what is the law of attraction?
It's a law, just like the law of gravity. So with the law of gravity, if you jump off the roof, you're going to fall and probably injure yourself. The law of attraction says that like attracts like. So it's a law of the universe. So what we think about comes about is the basic kind of thing. And of course, most people I think have heard of the book, The Secret, that came out. I don't remember how many years ago that came out. 10 years maybe?
Oh, more than that, I think.
I don't remember, but a lot of people talk about the law of attraction, and they have for years. And I've always had a little bit of a problem with it because some things have been left out of the law of attraction. And maybe people are talking about now. I really don't know because I don't do tons of research on it anymore. You want to hear my problem with it?
I do. I really do. I'm so curious because I'm like, I get excited about new tools. I really do.
Yeah.
And so when I saw, when The Secret first came out, and it was, I think it was a long time ago. I'm actually looking that up right now. I'll get back to you. But when it first came out, I remember I was pretty excited about it. Like they managed to cull together a bunch of people that I already respected and had them talking, and some that I didn't, but a bunch of people that I did. And, they were talking about how great this thing was. And I remember thinking, as I got to the end of the book and the end of the free kind of video that they left, I remember thinking, God, these are people who feel really great about something, but I'm not sure what it is. Like
right.
It's a very sort of nebulous concept that reminded me so much of groupthink. Like this is something that I don't know if there's a there.
Right.
So that was my problem with it. So what did I miss?
I mean, I used to teach classes on this all the time, and obviously I believe in it. It's there. It's a law of the universe, the law of attraction. So what we think about comes about. And the one thing I have to say that I really like about the law of attraction is it started people thinking about what their daily intentions were, whether it be, like daily intentions or even long-term intentions or goal settings. People began learning that we need to not live our lives so much by default, kind of like robots. We get up unconsciously, we do our routine all day, blah, blah, blah. And the law of attraction certainly does. There's the big positive is that it teaches us to live an intentional life, and we start thinking about what do we want in our lives. And it causes us, if we're following what this law states, to start thinking about it, meditating on it, visualizing on all of those things, whether it be a partner or more money or a new job or a new couch or new appliances or whatever the heck it is that we want. The law in most of these books will state, if you start thinking about it, that it's coming to you or that you already have it, because it's in your thoughts. So I remember teaching lots of vision board classes. And
okay. So just before you get into, what is a vision board?
A vision board is when we have ideas that we would like. For example, I remember doing a vision board years ago, and I just about had everything happen on it. Like I wanted these burnt orange velvet drapes. And I looked and looked and looked, and I found a picture in a magazine. So I was obsessed on them, and boom, I put them on my vision board. And then every day, and then, so you put things on your vision board that you want, whether it be like a beach house or, again, a partner or really positive statements like peace or love, all of these things you can cut out of magazines or draw them and glue them to a big piece of poster board. And then you hang that poster board up in your house somewhere where you see it all the time. And then your conscious and unconscious mind see it and start, again, beaming that out into the universe and attracting those things in. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So I think that was a giant positive, again, about vision boards is people started living more intentional lives, more consciously thinking through instead of, oh, my life is terrible. They started thinking things like, well, it might be terrible in this area, but what if I can attract in this and that and the other thing? And they started thinking through, what would I like to have in my life? What can I add? What do I want? Many of us don't even think of those things because we're so robotic and unconscious in our day-to-day lives. And I do not mean that in a bad way by any means. It's just, we just do that. We get up, we get the kids to school, we go to work, we come home, we make dinner, we watch this and that show, and we go to bed without a lot of thought about, how do I want to change my life? Everything is energy. Everything. And energy is magnetic. So again, like attracts like. And I don't mean something that you like. I mean, whatever's going on within you, thought-wise, is going to attract to you. What you think about does come about. Here's my big problem. Here's the drum roll.
Okay.
My big problem with the law of attraction is what so many people don't talk about is that it's also the law of attraction is also creating your subconscious beliefs or the deep unconscious beliefs. So this is why people would come back in my workshops, I remember, and they'd say, and it happened in my own life, well, why didn't I make more money? And I've been creating this for 2 years, and where's my boyfriend?
I had a vision board how many of us had a vision board with a Lamborghini on it or a flying DeLorean, and I as yet have no flying DeLorean.
Exactly. And that's the part that I talk about that I and again, I'm not standalone. I'm sure other people talk about this, but when The Secret was big, nobody really talked about that part of it. And that's why people can't create everything that they really want. We've got to get the unconscious beliefs out of the way. Okay. We've got to make them conscious so then we can move them and change them and then create what we want. So if, for example, somebody wants to make, and that's the thing, the people would say to me, well, I want to, they might be making, let's say $50,000 a year. They say, well, I want to make $2 million a year. Well, the mind kicks it out. Like it says that's impossible. Like, because the conscious mind is so small compared to the unconscious mind. So if deep in the mind, in the unconscious mind, we believe that we're worth nothing. If our parents at some point in our childhood said, you'll never amount to anything. And now as an adult, I'm trying to attract $2 million. The programming is screaming out and creating into the universe. That's not true. I'm going to be nothing. I'm going to amount to nothing. So that's why they're only making X number of dollars, and it's not going to be $2 million. This is why they've done studies on this. People that win the lottery, within 3 years, they say they're back to their current standard of living. They've burned through all their money. They've lost everything. I don't remember what, I think it's 3 or 10% of the people actually maintain their wealth. It's a really, really low number because they are vibrating. Their thoughts are such that they don't believe that they're worth that much money. So they can't hold it. It's law of attraction.
Well, I see it. I really think that the problem, and what you're getting at is the central problem that I have with calling it a law. Because if it were a law, if it was something that had been proven in science and physics, it would work every time, right? It would just work. What you're talking about, I think, is that like attracts like, I think is really great. And I think that the power of a focused life, the power of really being attentive on what we want to bring into our lives is really positive, and that you are defining right here the central challenge of calling it a law. Because when you call it a law, our unconscious life says this is a rule that should work every single time. And then when it doesn't, we are betrayed.
But it is working, but it's working unconsciously. And that's the part that makes us upset. But it is working. It is working every single time. It's not working from the conscious point of view because for example, the guy that's making, let's say, $25,000 a year and wants to make $1 million a year.
Right, right.
And he's putting on his vision board, he sees himself in a yacht and all of whatever he puts on the vision board to make, and stating every day, I'm worth $1 million. I'm making $1 million. $1 million is coming to me. All of these things. The conscious mind, which is teeny, 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 tiny, is launching that out into the universe. But much bigger than that is the unconscious mind that's launching out a gigantic vibration of, you'll never amount to anything. Whatever his parents said, you're a piece of shit. You'll never make any money. Nobody will ever love you. Whatever the unconscious programming is, that is also launching out.
Yes.
And that one is bigger and greater than, I'm worth $1 million. So because of what's going on in the unconscious mind that we are unaware of, that is the part that is attracting. That's why it's law, because it is attracting. It's not attracting what the conscious mind, remember, is only 10% of, at the most, 10%. So if you think about the iceberg that's floating, you got the little teeny tiny part that's above the ocean.
Yeah.
That's the conscious mind. Unconsciously, you've got like something the size of, Texas underneath the water. That's the part that's sending out all these thoughts and beliefs that they carry a vibration. They are the part that is creating our reality.
Okay.
So that's where we have to go to then change what our reality is.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't, not 100% of the time, because if I don't have resistance to making money and I set an intention, boom, it will come to me. So there are things like, for example, one thing I'm very, very good at is creating front parking spaces. I remember hearing that Abraham Hicks or somebody said that years and years ago. I'm like, let me see if I can create that. Boom, I can go, I leave the house, I go, I always get a front parking space, I'm going to get it. And I mean, I've had people in the car with me, blown away. Christmas Eve, I'm going to the mall and boom, I get that front parking space. It's so easy, but I don't have resistance to it. My unconscious mind, there's no programming there about it.
Okay.
It's like, fine, you can have that. There are other things. Like if I'm going out somewhere and I need a red shirt, let's say, I can go into any store and find and I'll say, I'm going to go find that perfect red shirt. It's going to take me no time. And I set the intention when I leave my house, boom, I walk into the first store. There it is. It's on sale. Perfect. I leave. There's no resistance.
So how do you cultivate that experience?
Well, if I'm intentional about something like making more money, like bringing in a partner or spouse or whatever I want, and it's not manifesting, and I'm just focused on it and I'm really clear and what's going on, why isn't it coming in? Then what I do is I'll sit with it and say, okay, well, hold on. Let me tune into myself. Let me really get into my body. So when I think about, okay, I want to make another $50,000 a year. Let's just throw that out. Just pick a number. And okay, so how does that make me feel? When I start feeling a little bit of resistance, if there's resistance, then I know something inside of me does not agree with my creation. Does that make sense?
I think it does. I mean, you're talking about just what is the physical experience of resistance? What does that feel like? It just feels like I have that like turning in my stomach or that quiet voice that says, whatever you're doing now is not right.
Exactly. And we're not in tune with our bodies. Our bodies are magical. They guide us. So for example, right now, Pete, I want you to think about, I'm going to just say to yourself, you don't have to say it out loud, but I'm going to bring in $2 million a year.
Okay.
Just take a moment and tune into your body. How does it feel?
No, it feels pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And then ask yourself, I have the ability to do this. And it will easily come to me.
Okay.
Anything come up?
Yeah, it was just what I described. I mean, it was that little feeling in my gut that said, $2 million. That's a lot of money. Right.
Money is a big, huge trigger for people because so much is tied into it. There's so much going on. Again, underneath the ice or underneath the water, if you think about the iceberg, there's so many thoughts about money. Like, I don't deserve it. I'm not worth it. People will judge me. I mean, there's so many reasons not to make a lot of money. The unconscious or the ego part of us has so many reasons why we shouldn't. So it's not so easy just to say, hey, I'm going to make $2 million a year and I'm visualizing and I see myself on a yacht. You got to clear away what's beneath. So that would be one way. So you start focusing in on the body and notice, I've got resistance to that.
Okay. What are
So
the
now what?
what are the tools that you end up using to do that? Because as soon as you say that, I'm thinking about what are the tools that you've given me already that I feel like help me address these feelings in the body. I mean, would you go back to something like EFT?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I would use
Okay.
EFT. And again, when I have a lot of resistance in my body over something, one thing I do is I just stop and breathe. Doing the deep belly breath is so helpful because that alone starts to move energy. And I don't even need to know what the energy is, but just let me get back in my body. Let me breathe through the energy. And then I get in touch with, okay, so what's coming up for me when I think about bringing in all this money? Or is there anything that I might have missed? Whoa, like you just said, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And I also say to people, well, imagine yourself having the $2 million. And of course, their first thoughts are like, wow, I could have this house and so much fun. I go, yeah, keep going, go through all that. I go, yeah, go through all that. And then what? And I said, so when people come into your house and you're in this gorgeous house, how is it going to make you feel? Oh, kind of embarrassed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. All of a sudden, we're starting to learn what some of these other beliefs are. How's it going to make you feel? People that, let's say, want a partner, a life partner. Okay. So how does it make you feel to have a life partner? Oh, I really want that. All my friends have somebody and I'm okay. So he or she, they're coming over every day. They're doing this every day with you. They're wanting to take you here and there. And how does that make you feel? Oh, well, they're kind of taking up a lot of my time. Oh, so again, I have them visualize, do a walkthrough of it, tuning into the body the whole time, noticing my heart's caving in, I have knots in my stomach. There you go.
Yeah.
All of those things we can then do EFT on. And then you're starting to let the energy flow even when, okay, so I'm walking in to my new house and I feel myself get knots in my stomach and this is all in my mind. Okay, so I'm going to tap on that. So even though it makes me feel uncomfortable to live in a very big house, I deeply love and accept myself anyway. Boom, 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 tap on that. So that's one round of EFT. And just start paying attention to, well, what else is coming up? We have to slow ourselves down to notice what the heck is coming up.
Yeah.
And EFT is a great tool for bringing things up. There is something else that we can do to get in touch with the subconscious emotions, or the subconscious beliefs, is to, I'm not sure how to do this on the air, but muscle testing.
Mm-hmm.
So because we are the center of our energy field, we have an energy field called an aura, and it's surrounding our whole body. And even the center of our body is actually energy in motion, but it's moving really slow. That's why it looks so solid, but it's actually moving. But around us is this energy field. Anytime we speak something that is untrue, we lose a muscle. We can't be as strong unless we're saying something that's positive. So example, if you say something like, my name is Pete, all of your muscles are strong. If you say, my name is Joe, your muscles become slightly weak and you cannot hold a muscle. So people can put their arm out to the side and I can have them state a belief like, I am worthy of having, let's say, $300,000 a year. They state their belief. And then I can muscle test them. And if the arm goes weak, then I know that their subconsciousness does not agree.
Wow.
There is another way to muscle test, which I call the sway test, which you can do right now. Are you standing up?
I am standing up.
Okay, so stand up, put your feet together.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone that's listening to this, if you're not driving, you can try this. So just take a deep breath. And you're going to allow your body to sway any direction. So first of all, right now, give yourself permission to sway any direction that your body wants to sway and know that you're safe. Okay. So I want you to state, and you can do it out loud or in your mind, my name is Pete, and just pause and then wait and see which way your body sways. Go ahead. My
name is Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Did you sway forward or backward or anyway?
Oh, no. I don't know. Now I don't know if I want to answer. I
Go
swayed back into the right.
Very good.
It is?
So now, yes.
Why is that good?
That is your body's way of letting you know that that's a yes. So your body is saying, yeah, that's true. So now,
what is the significance of back? What is it back or to the right, or what is it that made it truth?
It's just your body's way of saying. Many people will sway forward.
Oh, and that, okay.
Some people sway to the left. Some people sway. It's just that's your body's way, your energy system's way of saying yes. Okay, so now say, my name is Larry.
My name is Larry. Huh.
Which way did you go?
Well, I didn't sway for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually I swayed to the left.
There you go. So what happens when people do not sway, I find, is that number one, we are control freaks and we're so afraid to let go. This muscle testing or sway test, we have to let go and allow the body to sway. And I realize how many of us don't want to let go of control. But
I mean, yeah, you could have led with that. I'm that guy in spades.
Which is why I said to you, know that you're safe. No, you're not going to get injured. You're not going to hurt. Nothing crazy is going to happen. You're not going to like levitate off the ground. We're just allowing your body and the energy system of your body and the auric field to start to talk to you. So now say this. Say yes, yes, yes. And which way do you sway?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, backwards, straight back.
Okay, and then say no, no, no.
No, no, no. Forward and to the right.
There you go. So so you can ask a question now. Know that your body will show you yes by going back, and you said a no going forward.
Yeah.
So ask a question. Anything you want to know about yourself, or let's go find one of your subconscious beliefs, like I'm worthy of making or bringing in $100 million, or or $500,000.
See, this is definitely a thing for me. So I feel like I mean.
Oh,
okay.
good. So pick a number, any number that you want. Say, I'm worthy of making blank.
Okay.
Pick a number.
I'm worthy of making $1 million. Oh, see, that's really frustrating.
Where'd you sway?
Forward and to the left.
Okay. And that was, I don't remember, was that your yes?
That's my no.
Oh, that was your no?
No. That's my no. So that's, okay. Hey, happy Monday.
Yeah.
So because for me, that's how I'm going to remember. Because when I relax back, when I sway backward, that's like, to me, that's a physical sign of relaxation and comfort and satisfaction.
Yeah.
Like that's my eternal yes.
Okay. But remember, every time you do this, you're going to want to start again and ask,
reset.
Yeah, and reset. Like, my name is Pete. My name is Larry. And make sure you're not using your middle name. I've done this with people, and it comes out yes, yes. I'm like, well, why is that? They're like, well, that is my middle name. I'm like, well, that's still your name. Pick another name. So, just a couple more things to be aware of if when people are doing the sway test is you want to make sure you're hydrated.
Okay.
So make sure you have enough water. You've had water. Sometimes it doesn't work for people or it's like confusing. Like you'll get a yes going backwards and a no going backwards. Make sure you have water. Or it could be because your energy system is flipped, which means we want to do some tapping on our thymus, which is, that little divot in the neck.
Yes.
As you move down your throat, it's right below there, like 3 inches. Just tap there about 30 seconds and do some deep breathing and then try again. But it works very well. Like it works for me every single time, but I believe in it too.
Yeah.
And I can let it go. I've done this since I was 16. I mean, I'm like always done this kind of work. So it's easy. I know I'm not going to get hurt, but again, the ego gets very scared that I don't want to let go. What are you doing? Like, what do you mean I'm not going to be in charge for a minute? But, so the more you do it, you'll find you sway really hard. I have some people that almost fall on the floor. Like they really sway because they're letting go. So it works very, very well for getting, again, in touch with the subconscious beliefs. So for people looking for a partner, just ask the question, I'm worthy of a partner, or I deserve a partner, or I give myself permission to have a partner, or the biggie, it's safe for me to have a partner, or again, fill in the blank. I'm worthy, I deserve, I give myself permission, and I'm safe. Blank, fill in the blank.
Okay.
And if, again, all of them are yes, except for the one, like it's safe for me to, let's say, have a partner, and we get a no answer on that one, then that's what you then use EFT for. Then you tap it.
And now I'm an expert tapper. And if others would like to be expert tappers, go back and listen to episode 15. That's where my mind got blown.
Yeah.
The legendary tapping episode. This is so great. I admit, I'm still leery of the term, but I definitely buy the concept. Let's say, how about that? Is that fair? You've definitely swayed me. I expected you to be even more sort of antagonistic. You are gracious in embracing the concept.
Yeah. I mean, I really believe there is this law, not to push your buttons. Quantum physics.
Oh my God, I'm swaying.
Why do you muscle test that? Like, go ahead and ask, is this a law?
Is this a law? My knee just broke.
But yeah, so I really, really do believe it. It's just, we have to add this piece. And this is why I believe that not everything is manifesting as we would like it to. And we can have many things manifest for us, but if it's like a really big whopper where we have a lot of beliefs around why we can't have the partner or the $1 million or health. A lot of people say, why am I so unhealthy? Or what's going on? Well, do you believe that, are you safe to be healthy? Do I deserve to be healthy? Oh my God, no. It's like, oh, well, that's why. Because I've been, a lot of people say, I've been visualizing myself in great health and I'm running and my knees still hurt. And it's like, there's some part of you. This is why I like going back to the chairs. They're all parts of us with all these different thoughts and voices going on that don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So consciously, I want this, but there are a lot of parts going on in that adolescent chair that are saying, no, it's not safe. You shouldn't have that. That's bad. You'll get judged. Whatever.
Well, this is perfect, and I know what my homework is this week. Next week, I'm going to be swaying like a madman to the tune of $1 million. How about that?
I think we need you on video.
Dangerous. Thank you so much, as always, Michelle.
Yes, this was fun. Thank you.
So much fun. I'm so glad to talk to you about this stuff. Again, don't forget, head over to theadultchair.com for all the links and show notes and everything you could possibly want about this show and this episode. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks, everybody. On behalf of Michelle Chalfant, I'm Pete Wright. We'll catch you next week in The Adult Chair.